Hello and welcome to this edition of ShanghaiEye. I'm Stephen Rancourt.
And I'm Chen Xuan.
Monday through Friday on Dragon TV, we bring you stories to explore and decode China. And naturally, we'll be focusing a lot on Shanghai.
We'll look at business, technology, urban life, arts and culture and sports. We'll also provide you with our top tips on work, study, life and travel here in China. Well, Stephen, I know that you've been working on a series where you spend a lot of time with blue-collar workers.
Yes, it's the Unsung Heroes series. I'm just trying to tell the stories of men and women working in the city. I spend some time with them while they show me what it takes to get the job done.
Recently you were at the Twin Hills
Yes, that's
Park.
the latest installment, was at the Twin Hills Park. I got a chance to spend the day with some of the people who maintain the grounds there. They're up at the crack of dawn, sometimes even earlier, and they make sure the park is looking absolutely spiffy for the thousands of people who visit there every day.
Well, that means you started a very early day.
Yeah, well, with a lot of these blue collar, especially maintenance jobs, they're up before sunrise. So I went out with the crew at the crack of dawn and we went over to the park where the staff were already working. And they took me through the paces, showed me what it takes to keep the place looking clean and green. So let's take a look.
Hello everyone, Stephen here, and I am at Shuangzhishan, or the Two Hills Park. Now, I got to come here in August when they first opened, and it was really hot, but a cold front just swung through, and it's actually quite chilly this morning. I'm here today to work with some of the fellas who manage the park, so we'll keep the paths clean, pick up the garbage, that kind of thing.
Hello, Stephen.
Hey! Hello! 那路好远吗？
很近的。
很近的，好。All right, this is our ride. Hop on in, cameraman. It's still very early in the morning. It's about maybe 6:45, and sun's not really coming out because it's overcast. So. They picked us up at the gate and brought us to the park's sanitation office in a garbage truck. The men and women who do this job need to clean up the paths before the first group of visitors arrive. This is quite the operation they got going here. 谢谢. And as usual, they've set me up with a uniform. Oh, this is much warmer. Not sure I'm color coordinated, but that's not really what we're going for today, so we're good to go.
欢迎一下我们的新同事 Stephen。
谢谢你。
上午那个第一件事情，按照流程来。平时我们什么样还是。
After the morning assembly, I begin the day's work by sweeping the main path. So they've equipped me with a cart. I've got a mop, I got a brush, I got a little grabber tool, dustpan, and a big garbage can. Oh, there's another cigarette butt. This used to be the site of the Shanghai Expo 15 years ago, and it's absolutely massive. And now it's just a giant park, but there's all kinds of amenities inside here. There's concert halls, libraries, museums, there's a massive greenhouse. We got quite the hall. I thought it'd be a lot cleaner, to be honest. All right, this gets locked back into place there. This gets locked into that. And we're good to go. And now it's time to get to work on the hills themselves. By two. 你好，你好。
你好，你好。
我是 Steven。
好好，我叫王文霞哈。
王文霞。
今天我教你这个吹风怎么使用哈，我给你示范一下，好吧？
好的，好的，好的。
Come on， 这是电动的，这是开关，这一按，看吧，一按就开始了，那么这样。
Wenxia showed me how to use the leaf blower. I'm actually very familiar with this tool. I used one for years, as well as giving me a crash course in driving the street sweeper. Very easy to drive. Once I got the gist of how things worked, we began to make our way up the hill. I'm gonna blow these leaves out into the street, and my supervisor is gonna suck them up. So here we go. apologize to her because I think I was a bit too slow. I kept seeing her making U-turn after U-turn after U-turn because I couldn't get the leaves out of the grass fast enough. They get stuck in there pretty good. You really gotta get them to come out. I'm actually very familiar with this tool. The sweeper's full, and we need to dump the leaves. Yummy. All right, back to work. We finally arrived at the platform on the second hill at around 8:30 a.m.
Well, you know, that leaf blower looks very heavy.
Well, it certainly wasn't the hardest work I've ever done in my life, but yeah, it did get heavy towards the end, and I really had to shake it to free the leaves from the wet grass. They were really stuck in there. To be honest, I think I just slowed everybody down a little bit.
I know, but I mean, still, you managed to get to the top of the hill.
Yes, I did. And then they handed me off to another staff member whose job was a little bit more precise. Let's have a look.
你好，我叫 Steven， 你叫什么名字？
我叫张辉，
张慧。
这里面就是白色垃圾，像烟头啊，
对，
卫生纸啊，还有这个塑料的小薄膜、小袋袋啊，
好的，
就这样的。
I've got the grabber. Zhang Hui here's got the broom. And we're going to make our way up the stairs and pick up any trash that we happen to see.
我们正常的看着，这路上。
朋友，你好棒！你好棒！
谢谢。
也要谢谢你啊，为我们服务了。
Near the main viewing platform, there's a lot more garbage visible in the grass. We're gonna have to reach way down to grab this. That's a plastic bottle that I'm gonna have to climb down to go and get. The trick is you don't want to harm any of the plants here, so I gotta stay very close to the wall. Over here and get you. I've got pretty much all of it now. I made it to the top at around 9 a.m. It's a weekday, but there are still quite a few people on the platform. Zhang Hui asked me to wipe down the handrails and benches first.
扫地起来是灰尘连露水。
明白，明白。So apparently these rails get really dusty, and when people like lean up against them, they get like all over their shirt. So they try to keep these nice and tidy as well. It's a very simple mop.
不要太湿，不要太干。
好的。And now, with the viewing platform looking spiffy, it's time for waste removal. Zhang Hui has wiped down the trash cans, so we'll switch out the garbage bags and take them down the
放什
hill.
么呢？放里面的垃圾袋。
We're just pulling them through, giving it a twist, and then tucking it underneath. Like that. Now, this doesn't seem like the most glorious job in the world, but it's necessary. Somebody has to do this. So the next time you're anywhere near a garbage can, you know, try to remember. Somebody's got to clean this thing. Somebody's got to empty this thing. It takes all kinds of people. To make sure things stay clean. Zhang Hui told me staff are only permitted to carry 2 bags down the hill at a time, partly for safety reasons, and also because it can be cumbersome if the path is clogged with people making their way to and from the viewing platform. About 250 liters or 20 bags of garbage have to be removed from the platform every day. Hey, I remember this thing. This is what we rode in here on. 好的，谢谢，谢谢。Well, that about does it for me here today. A lot of respect for the people that work here. I'm going to haul this garbage off, and I guess we'll see you next time, yeah? Bye-bye.
Wow, the park maintenance looks like a never-ending job.
Especially in a new park. It just opened. People expect it to be in tip-top shape, but even in parks that have been open for decades, the same amount of effort is put into keeping them looking, nice and clean. Now, I'll say this, I had it very easy as the weather was fine. I don't even want to think about what doing that job will be like in the height of a Shanghai summer.
Exactly. I would think some of those tasks would be far more challenging in weathers like extremely hot or cold weathers here in Shanghai. So I guess people should take the time to see what a fantastic job park maintenance crews do, and they put in an honest day's work, and they deserve respect for keeping things looking so good.
Yeah, it was very well put. Day to day, they get the job done. Now, for the next installment of the Unsung Hero series, I head into a massive greenhouse complex and spend some time with a guy whose job it is to maintain a habitat for a variety of exotic trees, plants, and flowers.
Well, now time for Shanghai A to Z. From Monday to Friday, this is a guide for foreigners who are new to Shanghai and for expats living here. Today, let's explore how international students can apply for and use mobile SIM cards. First, you need to select a telecom operator. In China, there are 4 major ones: China Mobile, China Unicom, China Telecom, and China Broadnet. Each one offers various mobile SIM card options. You mainly need to consider signal coverage, network speeds, data and call costs, as well as promotions and student plans. Just research their offerings on their websites and look for feedback from customers via social media. Once you have chosen a telecom operator and its plan, you can start the application. It is worth mentioning, though, that in China, mobile numbers require real name authentication, so you need to head to one of the telecom operator service centers. Before that, ensure that your phone can receive services from Chinese operators and supports 3G or higher networks in China. Then use a map application to find nearby service centers and get their contact number. Do call ahead to check if the service center offers SIM card services for international students, as some may not. And finally, bring your passport to the service center and follow the staff's instructions. Most of the centers offer foreign language service. And now for the time is the ShanghaiEye Q&A, where we search our socials and answer some of your questions. Today's question is frequently asked. Gavin from the United Kingdom asks, if I lose my passport during the visit to Shanghai, what should I do? Well, first of all, Gavin, file a report with the Exit Entry Administration of the Shanghai Public Security Bureau, which is located at 1500 Mingsheng Road in Pudong New area. It is open Monday to Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Usually, the Bureau issues a lost passport report within 2 working days. And then take the report, go to your country's consulate in Shanghai and apply for a new passport. You have to complete the corresponding residence formalities at the Exit Entry Administration Bureau within 30 days from the date of issuance of report. The step-by-step process includes reporting the lost passport, obtain the lost passport report, applying for a new passport, and updating accommodation details at the hotel or different residence at a nearby police station with a new passport number, and preparing the necessary application materials for the residence or stay permit. Well, if you got a question for us, you can find us on all the socials.
We'd love to hear from you. You can find all of our content online as well. And join us here on Dragon TV Monday to Friday.
Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.